Russia is reducing pressure on Ukrainian armed forces positions in Pokrovsk is being reported by the Institute for the Study of War. According to analysts, the pace of the Russian offensive has slowed due to massive losses. And now those who have managed to survive the local assaults are waiting for reinforcements and hoping to restore logistics.
The Russians have reduced their activity in the city and decreased the number of movements. In this way, the Russian armed forces are trying to minimize their losses and are waiting for reinforcements from their main forces. This is confirmed by attempts of Russian forces to establish logistics through the southern outskirts of Pokrovsk. In particular, in this area, the Russians tried several times to transfer personnel using vehicles and motorcycles. The defense forces did not allow this to happen.
At the same time, the occupiers' main objective for today is to cut off Ukrainian logistics. The command notes that they have not succeeded in doing this. This is primarily due to the timely deployment of special units from the GUR, SBU, and SSO.
In tactical terms, there are indeed two objectives we can highlight here, tactical and strategic. Tactically, it is to recapture positions north of the city of Pokrovsk itself, and from Pokrovsk to take enemy positions and to impact logistics, which in many ways are indeed under the fire control of the Russian occupiers. However, this is not physical control, and today it was possible to create some alternative, albeit small, logistical corridors through which it is still possible to supply the troops.
Meanwhile, the East grouping of the Ukrainian armed forces reported yesterday that the defense forces have achieved partial success in the city. Assault units are clearing the city house by house and pushing the enemy back to the outskirts. As the military says, it is simply impossible to clearly define the positions of the sides in Pokrovsk today. After all, the entire settlement has effectively turned into a gray zone.
Our defense forces, also operating in small groups, are steadily and persistently pushing the Russians out, or at the very least, it is clear that they fully intend to push the Russians out of the industrial zone and from the northern and central parts of Pokrovsk. Well, at this point, it's quite difficult to say exactly how things will develop from here.
Meanwhile, Russia is trying to advance beyond the settlement, attempting to encircle it. From the north, however, the enemy suffers huge losses every day, essentially achieving no results. On the contrary, units, particularly Azov, that managed to eliminate the Russian breakthrough toward Dobropilya are moving ever closer directly to Pokrovsk. And this guarantees that the city will not be encircled, at least from the north.